What's up guys, Drfreeman here, and we're going to be talking about just a couple little quick tips for you today. We're going to be talking about bullet damage and using your inventory properly to stay hidden. And believe it or not, a lot happens when you fire on another player. I'm going to show you the importance of using headshots as well as how this affects your humanity. If you're out there scavenging, most likely you're going to have your secondary out because you got zombies around you. You don't want to waste your primary weapon, plus it's quieter. Now, if you happen on another player and you panic, your aim's going to be off. You're going to be all over the place. Your shots aren't going to be effective. You're going to end up getting body shots, things like that. And if the player happens to see you, you might panic a little bit. If you try to switch to your primary, this takes time and these engagements happen fast. So, as I'm going to show you here, when you shoot a person, if you get a leg shot or a body shot or something like that, I only did with this one shot not very much damage. He went from 9,601 blood down to 8,331. That's not very much. He didn't break a leg, nothing like that. He could have easily have fired back on me. It could have been a long gunfight. The whole while you're aggroing zombies, most likely you're going to end up dead or you're going to be in pretty rough shape afterwards. Now before we move forward, did you see what just happened to my humanity? I didn't even kill a player. I just shot at one. I put one bullet into him. And did you see what happened to my humanity? It dropped from 150 down to 93. So whenever you attempt to kill a player, or even if you're with your buddies and you happen to get friendly fire, your humanity is affected. So as you see, as we move forward, I made sure to fully bandage him. I also gave him a blood bag. That way, you know, he's fully healed. He's ready to go. And he's a pretty fresh spawn. But this way, you know, there's no holds barred. Now, taking that extra second when you're in a gunfight to make sure your shot is on target, especially if you have the advantage and they don't know where you are, shoot for the head. And no matter which gun you have, they will drop with one bullet. It's the great equalizer among weapons. You can go up against a guy with the FNFAL, and if you have a Makarov, and in one bullet, you can win that gunfight. And if you paid attention to my humanity as well, against a player that is still relatively fresh, my humanity goes from 363 to negative 1,695. That's for the bullet, and that's for the death. So depending on whether you're a hero, a bandit, or you're striving to be one or the other, you're going to want to keep an eye on who you're shooting and when you're shooting and how often you're doing it. Now, a good tip that was given to me by one of my subs, Lee Peterson, it's a great one to keep in mind. When you're surrounded by zombies, or more importantly, if you just took out a player, people are going to be looking your way. And if you have your secondary out, when you're going into your gear, your backpack, you're going to sit up, becoming much more visible to other players and zombies. Now, it's very hard to see here, but your visibility does go up by one notch. That's more concerning with zombies, but obviously you're more exposed, so players are going to be able to see you. So you want to go to that loot pile, dead zombie or player, whichever you happen to be going to, with your primary out. When you go into your gear or your backpack, you will stay prone and your visibility will stay down. Alright guys, that's going to be my time for this episode. I hope some of these tips are going to help you out in the future. Maybe you learned something you didn't know. If you could, please rate the video, comment below. I love reading them. I really do try to respond to every comment I can. I think I have responded to every comment on my channel up to this point. And if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Later.